Now this month will be an anomaly considering the amount of volumes, but considering last month, this seems like we are back to form. Hello brothers, my name is Daidarius and welcome to my manga haul of August 2023. Yes, last month I was missing one volume and also the manga haul itself was not that big because I had Blade of the Immortal and those volumes, as you know, are expensive. But the leftover from last month and also this month is a lot bigger. So I have a lot more to show for it and I'm looking very much forward to show it to you. So let's just dig straight into it, shall we? And first up we have Record of Ragnarok Volume 7. Now this volume contains the conclusion of the Jack the Ripper versus Hercules or Heracles fight, and I'm looking very much forward to rereading this because it is probably still my favorite fight. If you just consider the fighting itself and the back and forth and such, I think it is the one with the most twists. I might be remembering it wrong because it has been a long time since I have read this part of the manga, but anyway, I'm looking very much forward to reading it. And next up we have Pokemon Adventures Black and White Volume 7. So as I mentioned last month, Volume 6 unfortunately is out of stock. So to make sure that once it is finally in print again, that I won't get into the same issue by then postponing other volumes, I am now continuing beyond Volume 6 and then getting the rest and then waiting for Volume 6 to get back into print. So Volume 7, hence why I now have a gap. I hate it every time I look at it. I have this gap on my shelf, but it can't be helped. I mean, it just prevents this from happening later on. But yeah, Volume 7. And next up we have Kaiju number 8, Volume 7. Now the positive thing is that it will take you no time at all to actually catch up on Kaiju number 8 because most of the chapters has very little dialogue and very big panels, so you just blast through it. That is not a negative, that is actually a positive because that makes the manga feel more fast-paced than it really is, but not to its detriment. So Kaiju number 8. I don't know how much longer it will continue. I think the author has stated that it would not be that many years left until he is finished with it, which makes it gonna make it a shorter manga, which is of course fine, but that's just something to keep in mind. So now might be the time to catch up. But Kaiju number 8, such a great action shonen manga with, I mean, we have seen the premise 1,000 times, but the art, the action, the paneling, the page layout, everything is just modern take on that specific genre, which I appreciate. It's always nice to see something that isn't broke and you're not trying to fix it, you're just trying to update it to the modern standard. That's Kaiju number 8. Great series. Alright, but again, I'm not gonna dwell too much on it because I have so much more to show you. So we're just gonna keep continuing. And next up we have Solo Leveling Volume 7. So in case you have read or know about Solo Leveling, this contains the conclusion to the Jeju Island arc, which is awesome because it's one of the best arc action-wise in the whole series. I don't know where it puts us length-wise, if it's around halfway point or not, because the later chapters I think was shorter and there was fewer of them. But anywho, I'm pretty sure we're almost halfway, if not already halfway through the series. There will probably be 13 or 14 volumes in total. I'm not sure yet, I have to see Volume 8 to see how much it covers, but yes, such a great series, fantastic. And also these volumes are in color. And next up we have Black Clover Volume 17. I'm actually currently reading Black Clover, and I must say, people were not lying when they said this is the most shonen manga ever. It takes all the shonen tropes that works and exists and has been existing for the past 30 years plus, and it just uses only those, but to perfection. So you get the most generic shonen manga ever, but everything in its own aspect is dialed up to a 10. It's hard to explain. It is so cliche. It is not deep. It's not the best writing or anything, but everything just comes together to form this unique experience. So what I'm trying to say is, if you like or love shonen, this will be for you, 100% guaranteed. And if you can look past its shortcomings in writing style, world building, fights and such, not that the fights are bad, that's just, again, generic. If you look past it, you will have a great time, believe me. Next up, we have Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 13. Now, Jujutsu Kaisen is a bit different compared to Black Clover. In one aspect is that the writing in here is much more nuanced, and it takes more risk and tries to develop characters more and at least make them more complex and interesting. And on the other hand, it does a lot of unique things with its action. But the art is not really the best. And by that I mean it looks like a draft in here. However, I also say it adds to its charm. Whereas Black Clover, the art is clean. That is one thing you cannot flaunt it for. The art is sharp as hell. In here it's not, but I also think in here it is part of the charm. Kind of like if you have read Mob Psycho, the art is not the best, but it's part of this charm. Or Chainsaw Man for that matter, the character art is not the best, but it has this rough energy to it, and I think it benefits Jujutsu Kaisen as well. But Jujutsu Kaisen, and next up we have Helck, Volume 4. So I thought this was the version based on the ISBN and such that was only gonna contain 7 volumes, but we are gonna get at least 8. So I don't know anything anymore. I'm just gonna pretend that I don't know how many they're gonna be. I'm just gonna collect them all. Maybe there won't be 9, maybe more, maybe less, I don't know. But yeah, Helck, the 4th volume. And I believe that is all I thought was gonna be released this year, but we are gonna get volume 5. And I also believe volume 6 before the end of the year, which is awesome. And next up we have Alice in Borderland Volume 3. Alice in Borderland, apparently Squid Game the manga, even though this came first. That's all I know about it. That's all I'm looking forward to when I finally gonna get around to reading it at some point later this year. I will read it later this year. But I'm actually looking very much forward to Alice in Borderland because, as I stated before, these death games or battle royale scenarios and setups, I just think there's something great about it because it's, at least if it does its job well, it invests you in a lot of different characters and make you conflicted on who to root for, knowing that probably only one is gonna make it out alive. I'm not quite sure if that's the premise of Alice in Borderland, but that's what I have been told, so I'm guessing. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. Alice in Borderland Volume 3. I'm still gonna continue collecting it when I remember it. Alright, we only have 3 more volumes to go, so let's keep going. And next up we have Fire Force Volume 30. I'm now only missing 4 volumes. Now volume 34 is not out yet, but it will be next month and next month again. And then that will be all of it. This has become more bonkers than I thought. In case you don't know everything, the big mystery in Fire Force is this Cataclysm event. That's all I'm gonna say about it. But that Cataclysm event is freaking insane. It is bonkers. I did not expect it. However, having been reading and catching up on Soul Eater the Perfect Edition, must say, I'm not really that surprised. All I'm gonna say about it, in case you haven't read Fire Force, are considering reading Fire Force, just know it's gonna get a bit bonkers, but in a good way. And that is Solo Leveling Volume 8 of the light novels, because this should be the final volume. The reason I'm saying it is this contains the epilogue. I now have all of Solo Leveling in the light novels. I'm now just missing the rest of Solo Leveling in the manhwa. And in case you don't know, the epilogue has actually been drawn and released, all the chapters covering the epilogue. So we should get everything in light novels, more or less, covered in the manhwa. They did it afterwards, after the manhwa author he died. However, they did announce that they have talked with the family and got their blessing on continuing the final part of the story. I mean, it's not his original, but it is his art style they're gonna use. So with their blessing, they finished the story and it is now out. And we're gonna hopefully getting it in the manhwa, the physical format. I'm looking forward to that actually. But yes, Solo leveling. So no more. There shouldn't get more light novels because I'm not sure I'm gonna collect any other. But if I end up enjoying reading solo leveling in light novels, I will. All right, we have one final volume to go, and then that will be it. And that is Fire Punch Volume 4, which means I am now halfway done with Fire Punch. Will I manage to get all of Fire Punch this year? If I'm gonna go crazy, yes. If not, yeah. Just being able to have half of it, the first half, is such a weight off my shoulders, considering it's been haunting me for 3 years now. But yeah, Fire Punch. I'm looking forward to reading it, and I'm gonna wait until I have all 8 volumes. And then maybe I will do a review on it, who knows. But yes, that is my manga haul. As you could see, there was a lot more compared to last month. Mostly because there was no big deluxe edition. Now, next month should still also, if I get everything on time, should still also be a considerable size. And the month after that, probably not. Because then we're gonna get the final volume, hopefully, of Blade of the Immortal, and then the month after that we should get the final volume of Berserk Deluxe Edition, but also the Trigon Deluxe Edition, which means I'm gonna have to get creative if I want more than just 2 volumes. We'll see. But anywho, I will probably get more. I will figure something out. But anywho, that is my manga haul. What does your manga haul look like? And also, in case you don't know, next month, this is gonna release the 20th anniversary volume of Fullmetal Alchemist. And as far as I know, it should be all the extra chapters and bonus chapters stuff that was emitted from the Full Metal editions. So all the extra chapters you will normally get in the singles that was not put into the Full Metal editions, I believe those are gonna be put into this volume. So I'm getting it. So how does your manga haul look like? I don't have any additional questions this month because it is too hot for me to actually think. It's too hot for me to actually speak properly. So this is probably a weird video to watch. Who knows? Maybe it wasn't. Future editor me will know. Was it? There you go. But yeah, I don't have much more. Also, next month we should be able to finish up JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 5. And then we will get into Part 6 at the end of the year, which I'm looking very much forward for. I have actually seen the designs of the covers. You can also as well just go on this. And it looks great, and I enjoy the new color scheme. So there's that. And also again, they're gonna release it every 2 months, apparently, and not every 3 months. So they're gonna speed through that. Anyway, I'm looking very much forward to seeing what you have been collecting this month. And as always, until see you next video, remember to stay awesome. Alright, see ya.